Wells in at the small forward. And for the Warriors, they've got Payton. Hampton out there with Curry. Then it's Trace Jackson-Davis. And it's Butler in at the power forward position. Now we know, Greg, early on in the year, teams still trying to figure out their rotations.
And it takes time before you find the rhythm you're looking for. Coaches will mix and match units to see what works best, with the thought also of the postseason.
Now here's Wells. After the miss from Hampton. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Payton. Left side Curry. Pass to Hampton. Inside. And he makes good on the layup.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Yeah, he didn't let the defense affect him there. He just kept his focus.
Now here's Morant. And he's currently averaging more than 26 points a game. Such a force. Jackson misses. Well, their pass it to Curry. Now Hampton uses the glass to finish the layup. Hampton's got his second basket.
Oh, nice feed. You can see how Curry makes their offense flow, even when he's not scoring.
Dan, you know, you think about Jimmy Butler, and you and I are fans of his game. Talk about a guy who calls it like he sees it, though. My goodness.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Look, Jimmy's never going to hold back. He'll call out his teammates. He'll call out opponents. He'll call out the referees. This guy acts with no fear.
Just don't call out the broadcasters, right? We want to stay out of his range.
And he would have no reason to.
Exactly. Down low. And the basket by Hampton. And it's 6 points for Tom.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Curry against Morant. Now the pass to Bain. Here he goes. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And, you know, Stan, we watched Desmond Bain evolve into a number 1 option on offense. He's always been there, but now he really is at the top of the heap.
Yeah, he sure is. Look, Kevin, you know, he came into the league as a three-point shooter, and he's a great one. But he's developed his game off the dribble, very good mid-range shooter, and he's strong enough to finish around the rim.
And here's Morant. After the three-pointer from Hampton, passes it to Jackson. Rebounded by Hampton. Warriors leading by 5. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, I caught up with Coach Steve Kerr. Of course, John Morant's name first and foremost, so I asked him about the strategy. He said try to plug every defensive hole we see. I know if we give Morant any space, he'll try and slice right through us, so we can't have any cracks in the armor. A tall order for the defense against the unstoppable Morant. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Draymond Green comes in for Trace Jackson-Davis. And it's Jonathan Kuminga in for Payton. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Ruff's checked in. Clark comes in for Jackson. Santi Aldama's checked in for Wells. And it's Luke Kennard in for Bain. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And Coach can't like what he's seeing, trying to get them refocused.
Yeah, you have to take a timeout in a situation like this. Stop the bleeding a bit and regroup.
Both teams will make substitutions. Warriors leading by 16 on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. Morant is the point with Bain out on the wing. G.G. Jackson is out there with Jarion Jackson. And it's Edey in at the center.
Defense wants to see Bain is dangerous when he gets downhill.
So Stan, the Grizzlies trio of Ja Morant, Desmond Bain, and Jarion Jackson Jr. From the outside looking in, what a great base going forward.
I I agree with that, Kevin. Look, not only are those three outstanding individual players, but they complement each other so well. There's such a great fit with those three guys. That's a great base for the future.
Here's Morant. After the made shot from Hampton, Morant passes to Jackson. Tries yet again. No luck. They battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. The Warriors have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Over to the left wing. A shot by Hampton with no one around. Good on the three-point shot. Hampton's got 16 points.
Keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen. And a quick look at how the Grizzlies' schedule is shaping up. On Sunday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Denver Nuggets.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Payton, he's checked in for the Warriors.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Now here's Morant. Jackson Davis defending. And again, Memphis no good.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Here's Butler. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the Warriors lead by 21.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Bane. And again, unable to change momentum here. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And Hampton gets it to go on the assist by Butler. Hampton's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're getting their first look at the season at the Warriors in this one.
Two conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
Well, these are the games you get up for, regardless of how you played late.
Some changes for Golden State. Kevon Looney is checked in for Trace Jackson-Davis. And Stephen Curry subbed in for Brandon Pajemski. The Grizzlies also making a change. Santi Aldama's checked in for Jaren Jackson.
And with that one, it ends in an 11-0 run by the Warriors.
And every year, and Greg, we agree, Bane seems to get better and better as a playmaker.
Doesn't overdo anything with his passing. Looks more and more comfortable creating off the driving kick. He's become a large part of this offensive engine.
Here's Aldama. Following the basket by Stephen Curry. Edey can't hit. Butler dishes to Hampton. With the drive, add that basket to his impressive total. Brings him to 10 for 14.
They just won't miss. This is incredible.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
It's like reading a picture book for Morant. He makes it look insanely easy.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Ja Morant was the first NBA guard in a quarter century to lead the league in points in the paint. He says, I can't just rely on dunking every single play, so I need different types of finishes to get my shot off, whether it's high off the glass, the reverse, or hanging in the air forever. And Kevin, he just says it so casually. Back to you.
I know it. But look, David, he doesn't do it casually, right? He is a one-man circus. And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. Bane, no good.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter.
Curry kicks to Hampton. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 5 assists tonight. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Morant against Curry. Offensive rebound. Aldama. And Aldama slams it in.
Yeah, terrific work by Aldama to save that possession.
Pass to Looney. Butler on the wing. Outside Curry. 4 seconds left. Again, Golden State.
That pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
That's the end of the first
And so it's the Golden State Warriors leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter.
The Grizzlies beat 2. Fans, give it up for your Warriors Youth team.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at Dub in this game, he's been everywhere.
Something has kicked him into gear tonight as he has done work on the offensive end.
Great to see him playing up to his full potential. This will do so much for his confidence.
Butler out there with Peyton. Then it's Trace Jackson-Davis. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Hampton at the 2. So that's the group out there for Golden State. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. I think we have a beautiful game.
And Hampton gets it to go on the assist by Curry. Curry's got 6 assists in the game. And so Morant will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Lets a floater go. And a wide open look for Bain. And another basket for Memphis.
You can't play lax defense on Bain because he's looking to shoot as soon as he catches it.
Hampton passes to Curry. Three-pointer. Another 3 for Golden State.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Jackson against Butler. Jackson dishes to Morant. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. They get Stephen Curry. Greg, with how explosive.
Substitution
Shooting their first free throw of the night.
And 72% on the year. I'm sure they'd like to improve that category. And you know with Curry, what impresses me most is his efficiency. That's not something we normally see in a high-volume jump shooter.
Morant against Curry. Morant scanning the floor. Outside, Bain. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Bain's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great passer.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court for Memphis to start the 4th. Morant is the point. Then there's Wells. Then it's Bagley. And it's Stevens in at the 4. Count it.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Grizzlies shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Bain. Hampton's got his 5th rebound in this one.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And so it's Memphis with it. Morant outside. Pass to Wells. Puts up a 3. The Warriors pull it in. After this game, they can look forward to L.A., where they'll match up against the Clippers. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
Substitution on the court.
1:30 left in the fourth quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Warriors.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Tom.
Yeah, and I loved his attitude tonight. He really had that scorer's mentality. Absolutely no one was stopping him.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. You can see, and, Coach, you can feel John Morant's star power, and his presence on the floor is such a factor. It affects the game.
Yeah, it sure does, and it even affects the energy in the building. His play is so dynamic, athletic, energetic. I mean, you can't sit and watch a Ja game. He's going to get you on your feet.
He is one of a kind for sure. Puff passes to Bain. Memphis moving that ball around. And it's Morant missing.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, I get it. But you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
That's tipped. Here's Hampton. And Hampton with the slam.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Here's Morant. And too long on the shot. From deep three-point land, can't get it to fall. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So now for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching.
Plug me in. Tell me what I gotta do to make you feel okay. Tell me what I gotta do to make you wanna stay. Tell me what I gotta do so you don't feel away. I only give it up, I don't wanna lay. Please tell me that fee, cause I don't wanna pay. For sure, I can tell in the way that you're watching me that you probably got something to say. Okay, by the way, I gotta going away. It's 20 degrees in New York, I'm headed to LA. For sure, I'm 20 feet, I'm just trying to be great. For sure, this shit my Bible, I ain't know you can touch me late. Oh my God, she's fake. She's trying to see who first, I ain't know this was a race. I ain't know you was the Jakes.